Hello and welcome to Canutillo Convos, the official Canutillo ISD podcast. I'm Gustavo Reveles, the Director of Communications for the school district. With us today for the podcast is our fearless leader, still our fearless leader, Dr. Pedro Galaviz. We have special guest, Doc.
Nice. Do you want to get rid of your...
Yeah, I don't know what you're looking at over here, but we have School Board President Armando Rodriguez, who's joining us for this special podcast. Welcome, Mando.
Thank you for the invite.
What? That's a new...
Yeah, first of all, I do have a convention.
I don't know what police academy trip you're on, Doc, but anyway, Mando, welcome. Of course, we have Laura Lupia at the controls, and we have Cristina Rodriguez, our communications specialist.
Hey.
Here as well.
Christina has like half the kids in our school district.
Yeah. I just know it. Thank you for keeping us afloat.
Thank you for my service.
But we have Mando here to talk a little bit about the school board meeting we just had on Tuesday. We, on top of all the business that got done, we really enjoyed seeing a boardroom full of CISD graduates. We give out CAFE scholarships. Of course, CAFE is the Canutillo Alumni Foundation for Education. And Mando, you and your team with CAFE worked tirelessly for almost a week interviewing kids.
But I want to interject before that because, again, the passing of the bond
Yes.
was huge.
Yes.
The passing of that bond, and I really want to thank Mondo, Mr. Board President, when he's been on the board since he was 5 years old. Is it 5?
Yeah, I'm 30. I'm 32 now.
32.
Give and take 10 years.
19. He's given all his years to Canutillo, and the passing of the bond, again, it was a lot of hard work. And I want to thank you, Armando, Mr. Rodriguez, for your time and effort that you've given this community, your vision for this community on what it can be. Not what it is, but what it can be and what we want for our kids. And so the passing of the bond and the sponsorship of the golf tournament was from last year. When I heard, I think someone told me that you guys gave 80,000?
79.
79? Okay, missed it by 1,000. But 79 scholarships, $79,000 worth of scholarships. That's huge. And really, it's a testament to you, to the board members that serve on CAFE, the board members in the community who voted for the bond, who supported the bond, because again, it's with that effort that we're allowed to give our kids more opportunities and money for school, because school is expensive. So thank you.
It's always a team that gets things done, and without the CAFE team really coming together over the years, it continues to grow, not just in members, but to grow in giving back to the community that has given back to us. It's always important to make sure that we provide educational opportunities, not just from a K-12 system, but above and beyond. And so that's been the biggest over the past, I believe, 21 years. There's several founding members, myself included, Sergio Martinez, I believe Carl Fritz was back in those days, and several others, Teddy Martinez. We came together way back when to have our first annual golf tournament, and over the years we've given more than $250,000. And every year it's like we went from, let's say, 40 to now 79, and it's like, okay, what are we going to do next year? And so we already, I believe, have it planned for next year. It's around the Cinco de Mayo. So any alumni that wants to come back and contribute by either playing or sponsorship, they're more than welcome to. But at the end of the day, it's giving back to the community that has given us so much. Going on how we could really continue to provide educational opportunities and growth for our kids.
Well, you have that one class of 1996. Is that Miss Jessica's?
Yes, Jessica.
95. She's 95.
95?
Yeah, she's
The
like,
class of 1995 who has the specifics. They raise money for their class. So
and the class of 74 this year also raised money to give a specific scholarship.
it's
So we
Miss
challenge-
Patsy's.
So it's fantasy.
We challenge any year that wants to come and provide a scholarship opportunity, or any family. Jessica does provide a scholarship opportunity for her family, and I'll be doing that for mine. But the more that we come back and give, the better. Jessica has really took reins of the golf tournament and really has continued to grow it and lead, which is, a good. It gives you warm feelings when other people are helping with the work that needs to be done for our kids.
And especially helping. I want to thank Laura and Christina, your team.
Our
Hey, Tabo? They call you Tabo?
My family does, yeah.
Yeah! I didn't know that.
Yeah, my family calls me Tabo.
I didn't really call him Tabo. Did you know that?
I didn't know. I
Someone said, hey, Tabo? Hey, Tabo?
Someone asked you
Yeah.
like that for me? Huh?
Like,
Oh,
Miss
yes,
Bonnie.
yes.
Miss
They
Bonnie
call me
asked me.
Tabo, yeah.
No, but I want to thank you all, and because you all give a day, because you guys have to take off the day,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? To attend. I don't know why, but
Take a day, give a day.
but
Well,
'cause it's a school event.
Yeah, it's technically not, but we're happy to do it just because this is such a worthwhile effort. Dr. Galaviz, you were there for the families that showed up. Most students that received the scholarship showed up on Tuesday to be recognized by the board and to receive information on how to get this scholarship.
I didn't think Northwest kids would be around.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
they
telling
were
you,
done.
they're done. Yeah.
Yeah, got my money. Bye.
Something, this scholarship's $1,000, which is, it's a significant amount of money. Obviously, people tend to hear about those big money scholarships, those Questbridge, those, national merits, all these things which are great. But it's these scholarships that really make a huge difference in the lives of the students. And what's great about Cafe is that it's a wide breadth of student that receives this money. It's not your valedictorian and salutatorian only. They really delve into that student that might have struggled to graduate, but they did it, and now they're tackling college, and they get a scholarship too. Anyone who applies has an honest shot of getting some money for college that's going to help them, offset the cost. But more so, Mando, the fact that this money goes directly to the students so that they can use it however they see best used.
Since the inception, the mindset, it's actually tough when you having these interviews, and over the years there's some really sad stories, but since the inception, our goal has always to provide those scholarship to especially those less fortunate that have hardship, because it's that little extra bump that might get them, right? That little, not just the money, but the appreciation. Well, the fact that we believe in those kids to really go and succeed and change this world.
What I like about college is it's just surviving, because college is one thing. It's expensive with the books and the tuition, but then you have the day-to-day living, the day-to-day, the books, the maybe
I mean, else.
the meals, the shoes, the clothes.
Well, I was talking to one of the kids during the interviews at Northwest, and what he was telling me is that he's going to Boston for university, and he was hoping to use this money to come back for Christmas and come back for Thanksgiving, right? Scholarships don't normally pay for that, but this scholarship can. It's still part of his educational experience. It's still part of his educational expenses.
But I think that's where, when you look at the mindset of Cafe and Canotio overall, it's really a humble community.
Yeah.
That understands. They weren't born with a silver spoon, a silver tortilla
Yeah.
in their mouth. They were born where they had to work, and that's all they ate were rice and beans and tortillas, And I think that's where they realize that there's more to college than just books and tuition. It's meals, it's wanting to come home. For a young person to be able to Boston all by themselves and knowing that, hey, mom and dad, I just got 3 more months and I'll be home. I'll be able to eat Lupitas tamales or I'll be home on Donovan. And,
Oh, well, to come home and eat, but it's better than eating ramen noodles, right? Like, who doesn't remember those days? But that or rice.
Yeah, and then when you're with other college kids that come from different walks of life, that you're not sitting in a dorm on the holidays, that you're hearing your language, you're seeing your culture, because in Boston, I don't think there's a lot of Lupitas tamales.
Certainly not. Certainly not. And that's what's great about Armando. You said through some of these interviews, you hear these stories, you hear the challenges that some of these students have. And yes, we have students that struggle, we have students that have thrived. But every student has a challenge, right? And they meet them. And that's what's great about this. Christina, you've been working on the stories for graduation. And what's so heartening about this year is just the amount of scholarships that our students have received, not just in money, but also in prestige. We have kids going to Ivy League schools, to top-rated engineering schools, to top-rated business schools. It is just amazing. I think Canutillo High School broke the record of scholarship money earned this year.
Over 71 million.
71 million.
$71 million earned in.
Did you see little Medina's hair?
Yeah.
There's a full set of hair.
It's got some locks on it. Good
Our valedictorian.
I can't wait to see him at MIT.
Yeah, he's gonna do great. TJ, one of our advisors, has a full ride scholarship to UT. For ROTC, I believe that's a scholarship.
Marines.
He's gonna do great. Our valedictorian at Northwest is headed over to UPenn, an Ivy League school. The valedictorian's going to Yale and Princeton.
And it's like a wide spectrum of things that are interested in, from like aerospace engineering. One wants to be a commercial pilot. One wants to get into public policy. Like, it's so varied what they want to do, and it's great to see that variety.
It's also it's a testament to our teachers, to our staff, and pushing, and really the board, having a what's his Anchona's what is he?
He's college readiness.
College readiness, and he's out there pushing these kids. Where are your essays? Did you take your SATs? It's kind of like a coach. He's their college coach, if you will, to get these kids on board. Yes, you can go to Penn, you can go to Princeton, you can go to Yale, MIT, and so it's really a team effort, a village, if you will, with the board, just letting us work. And if you let us work, great things can happen. And I've been blessed. This will be my last graduation. I've been really blessed. I'm having a school board that allows me to work, like Mr. Rodriguez, Ando Comando, and we've had our fights. We've had our but it's all for the sake of how do we use our ideas, come together collectively, and make a better kind of deal.
Yeah, it's really makes a huge difference. I love that district like Canutillo that thinks big but remains tight knit and small in many ways, allows its people to have autonomy and to really do the thing they need to do to improve the lives of kids. Other districts, and some of which I've been involved with officially or unofficially, don't have that freedom. The people there don't have that freedom, and Canutillo does. Canutillo is a very particular school district in that belief that everyone who's here is making a huge difference in this tight-knit community.
I think the push comes from, again, the humble beginnings. Armando, your mom was a single mother of 2 kids. half Puerto Rican, half, Mexicano. I mean, you have so many different experiences and opportunities in your life, struggles, obstacles, barriers that you overcame to graduate from UTEP. Your sister's a teacher that worked all over this region. So it's really, when you understand that struggle, you can feel that compassion for these kids and what they're going to go through in life, because nothing in life is free. You're going to have to put in the time and effort to get what you want. So
I think when you talk about Galaviz, right, not only is it a tight-knit community built on family values, and it grows on you. And if you're not from here, we're very inclusive. We appreciate others that appreciate our people, and so we welcome anybody that is about really trying to take this community to the next level. And you talked about the bond that just passed, and that's something that we need to make sure that we continue in regards to not forgetting our past and being able to build upon it to make us a better kind of deal, and welcome those new families, and call out those families that don't want to welcome our families or people that look like us.
Well, you gotta ignore. I mean, there's so many. Like I said, we talked about negative adjectives, fancies, and negative. I don't know the Spanish name with the N. What's the Spanish name? Need.
Nancy Negativa.
But speaking of the bond, we have a survey coming out, because one of the things that this board and Mondo is about, getting community input. And so we have a survey out to our staff, right? And we're going to have a survey
It already went out. Yeah.
that went out to you all, to the community, because we want your input, because we learn from y'all, because that's the only way we get better is
Well, and even with cafe, for example, I know there's some people that harp on every little thing, and they question whether or not that, how it's set up and what it's doing. At the end of the day, it's benefiting students, it's benefiting families. It's set up legally. It's managed by the Paso del Norte Foundation, and it's doing the work that needs to get done to improve the lives of kids.
But these are the same people that would question Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the same people that would question Gandhi.
Yeah. I mean,
And we
honestly,
talked about that. These people are going to question. They sit on the sidelines. They're like the Monday morning quarterback.
The way I put it,
you couldn't. Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that?
Self-reflection.
Who's going to benefit?
when every comment is negative and listen, we are not perfect, and we a lot of times we welcome the scrutiny, but when you don't take the time to comment on our celebrations, whenever we have a student that earned a $1.5 million in scholarships and is the first state champion in math in El Paso in decades. Math. And you can't take the time to say, like, hey, good job. No, you only comment negatively. How can anyone take you seriously?
But these are the same people that are going to comment, why did Jesus only bring 7 loaves of bread? They're going to continue to, and that's why you just got to keep going forward and keep carrying that cross and carrying that burden, because we're still not done. There's a dominant culture that still puts barriers and obstacles in our kids' way. So we're not done yet. So as Jesus, again, I'm not preaching religion, keep my own religion, as he carried that cross to those 7 stations and had that burden, and people calling him, those are the same people calling Jesus' names and saying all that. So, but he kept going, walking, and every station made him stronger and tougher. And he realized that we're still not done. There's still salvation, and there's still peace and love that we need to spread in this world. So,
Hey, let me just say, you need to go back to catechism. There's 14 stations.
Oh, it's 14?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Times 2.
I only went to the 7.
You need to go to confession.
Why you gotta be negative? Why you just...
You know what? Show me receipts. I'm gonna file all the records request.
So 14 stations. So, but anyways, you carried that cross, Professor. So that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Itemized.
We're gonna delete that. We're gonna put Bob Gold. What's his name?
Bob Goldsmith. Yeah.
There was 14.
You know what, Doug? You mentioned the teachers and the employees that help our students succeed, and I want to send a shout out to our Teachers of the Year, Employee of the Year that
Awesome.
we announced on Friday. You know, let me just mention them by name so people can know who they are. Our Auxiliary Employee of the Year is Mr. Gilbert Favela from the Maintenance Department. He's just an outstanding customer service-minded person who really, every time we rely on his expertise and help, does it with a smile.
He was helping us clean up after the event
and we
in a
kept telling
suit.
him, like, no, and he just
And
stepped
he
up.
was happy about it. Yeah, they were happy doing it with a smile.
With a smile. And our Teachers of the Year who represent Canutillo at Region 19 are from, at the elementary level is Mr. Isaac Oliva, our coach teacher at Bill Childress Elementary
He's a
School.
Green Bay Packer fan.
Well,
He's a
they
Green
can all
Bay-
be perfect.
he's a Green Bay
They can all be
Packer.
perfect. And our Secondary Teacher of the Year from Lone Star Academy, the DAEP program, is Mr. Lorenzo Melchor, who is a Canutillo grad.
Yes.
He's an alum and someone who really takes on his role as an advisor to these students that may have gotten in trouble, but you know he doesn't give up on them and shows them the right way to recover. So we're very hopeful that we're going to have, if not two, regional Teacher of the Year here in Canutillo. So I want to wish them luck and congratulate them, all three of them, on winning at the district level.
I want to hear what made them the winners. We have one of the judges here.
Yeah, Christina was a judge.
Honestly, it was a very tough decision because all these teachers came with a lot to give and they really pour their heart out every time they enter that classroom every day. But it was a tough decision. But I think what made, for example, Coach Oliva stand out was just the passion he has to go the extra mile to make physical education something memorable. And he gets so creative with the kids. So it's something that they can have fun in getting physically active with, and he just goes the extra mile to make it memorable for
Well,
them.
another board initiative was increase our nationally board certified. He's a nationally board certified gym teacher.
Yeah,
So you don't have to teach content. There's ways to. But
and then Mr. Melchor, he just,
did he really?
yeah, he really did. Like he just took some of the hardships that he had growing up, and he really just puts that into making sure.
Such
that
a chill guy.
he really is.
Because
but
he goes
has
to
a lot of
St.
passion.
Pat's. And he's there, and he's very active at St. Pat's.
Good.
At the 7 stations that I go
At the
to.
7.
That's the 8 stations you missed.
why you-
You don't know because you missed the other 8 stations.
That's why he hasn't been there in 7 years.
No, but he's very active
Yeah,
in
no, he's
church.
very passionate about what he does and make sure that all kids get on the right path and know that they have potential to reach.
And that they're
any goal
both.
they have.
Yeah, I'm really excited about having him represent us. Both of them, obviously.
We have good.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, but Mr.
Contenders.
Normally those alternative education teachers don't. When you see on social media the schools post videos at the end of the year, all the celebrations, kids coming back, and I'm not saying it's easy, but it's way easier to celebrate that teacher, that classroom teacher that's with you every time. But those alternative education teachers don't normally get recognized, because they do a job that's pretty hard.
Yeah.
So it's great to see someone like that kind of shine through and get recognized. I'm hopeful that the judges at Region 19 can see through that challenge of educating students that can be very difficult to educate, and recognize that those teachers also have a lot to say and do.
That was an awesome event. Thank you again, you and your team that put that together. Sorry about the wind. I couldn't
We also want to take this opportunity, Doc, to thank our sponsors. This event
Oh, yes.
wouldn't have happened without our sponsors, and without them, because of them, rather, we were able to pull this event together at no cost to the district, and it was fantastic.
Again, because of the bond.
Yeah, I mean, it really is.
And you know, and the good thing about the sponsors is that, you know, they're from the community. They're, you know, so they have an investment into our kids, into our teachers, into our schools, because these are the ones they're going to hire
Yeah,
when they want
yeah.
quality. And so, and right now, as you can say, what, 70 million? What? How many? How much?
79. Oh,
71.
71 million in scholarships.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just CHS, right?
Yeah. That's just CHS.
And then Northwest only
Northwest.
Over 19.5.
19.5.
That's a much smaller class.
Yeah, so it's a great testament to the work that we do here, to the work that's here. Even when I'm gone, it's still going to happen.
Well, you're gonna be gone-ish because you're superintendent emeritus.
Yeah. Yes.
We can still call you.
Yes.
I will.
I'm gonna have a sachet. It says emeritus.
Emeritus.
And then you only, it's gonna be like, you know, when you the defibrillator or whatever, that, you know, when those,
Oh, like when you break the glass.
you gotta
for-
break the glass. So
Calling case
Call it-
of
call it-
Emergency
yeah.
only.
yeah, you can do, you know, that little character you have me on social media. You're gonna have to put that in the sky when you need.
Little Pete.
Yeah,
Little Pete.
you're gonna have to put that in the sky.
Good.
Like,
good.
you remember, was it a bat phone?
A soup phone.
Yeah, the 7-station phone.
It's a capitalist can.
It's a camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll close this off.
Graduation tomorrow.
We'll be
High
at
school.
graduation tomorrow.
2
Well, today,
o'clock.
by the time this drops, graduation will be today.
Congrats.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And that will officially close out the school year for us.
All right.
So we'll be back next week. And have a great weekend, everyone.
Take care. God bless. Love you, kind of feel.
Bye-bye.